everyone, thanks so much for being here. My name is Kat and I make houseplant videos here on Good and Planty. If you just so happen to absolutely love this video, please consider liking it, commenting, subscribing, or following me on Instagram. All of these things help me grow my channel like a plant. My voice is a little hoarse today. I apologize. Today I want to talk about 5 of my favorite houseplants during this spring currently. These are plants that I have found easy to care for, really beautiful to look at, and are a little bit unique because I don't know, I don't like to just like list out the standard plants. So if that sounds good to you, if you're looking for some fun, easy, good for spring plants, then you're in the right video. My first plant, will be clear why it's a very spring plant, is this caladium. And I think that this caladium variety is called Miss Muffet or something like that. I will confirm and put the name on the screen. I have been so proud of this plant this spring because I grew it from bulbs. I successfully overwintered a caladium and brought it back to life, and it is doing so well. I mean, you can see all the different leaves coming in. Here we go. And it's doing really well. This leaf right here is a little bit washed out, I will admit it. I overwintered this plant right in the pot in a closet, and I took it out and I put it under grow lights and started watering it. While it was under those grow lights, unfortunately the first leaf that came out did get a little bit washed out, but since then I've moved it close to a south-facing window because indoors these plants need a lot of light and a lot of water, and so far so good. This plant is happy, healthy, and bouncing back pretty well. I actually kind of changed my mind recently about caladium. I don't think they make the best indoor plants. I know this isn't a new concept, but I do think that they're a lot easier and happier outside. However, I am determined to take good care of the caladium that I got last year, and I would say I'm doing a pretty good job. And their leaves are just so much fun. One more for the road. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, so that is the first plant that I am super excited about growing this spring. The second plant is a rare plant, commercially rare plant or whatever, but I think it's gotten a little bit more common, and it is the philodendron. Why did I just forget the name? It is the philodendron melanochrysum. Look at her. So I got this plant, let it focus back on me. I got this plant a few months ago, and all of the leaves were this size, this little baby size right here. And I knew it was gonna have a ways to go before being a full plant. I was really nervous about it. But I think she's pulling through. Some of the newer leaves are a little bit damaged. You can see here. You could see some bends and stuff. That's just because of some inconsistency in the humidity and watering with her. I'm doing my best, but it's really hard to nurture some of these smaller pots, especially if you have a busier schedule like me. So I do think that the inconsistency has affected this plant a little bit, but regardless, I am extremely proud of the growth that I have managed to kind of build up with this plant. And I'm just super proud of her. I think she is super cute, and I think that the springtime has been helping her grow quite a bit. This plant has been making me extremely happy recently, especially now that the leaves are getting a little bit bigger, and I am so excited to see the difference between her now and maybe towards the end of the summer. I'm hoping I can get her into terracotta at some point. That's kind of like the establishing point for me for a lot of philodendron specifically. I'm like, okay, you can go in a terracotta pot, like you've made it. So here she is, one last time, take her all in. And I got her, I think in a trade, so that was good on me. So very proud of this plant, and I'm loving her recently, bringing me a lot of joy. The next plant on my list is one that I honestly don't talk a whole lot about, and that is this SANSEVIERIA MIKADO. I don't know how to say it. I have a very specific reason for why this plant is on this list, and that is because of the upcoming AC unit installation that I am dreading and completely putting off. My room is very hot right now, but I refuse to put it in until I absolutely have to because I don't like the sacrifice that I have to make when I put the AC unit in for my plants. But this plant, back to this plant, the reason this plant is in this list is because I can put this plant in front of an AC unit and it's pretty fine. Snake plants in general, honestly. But this one has just been like giving me a little bit of extra joy because, I don't know, it's just really cute. I really like the shape of the leaves and I think it's adorable. So I love easygoing plants that I can put a few feet in front of an AC window unit and they will survive. I did this last summer and it was totally fine with them. This is one of the plants that I'm like super thankful for just being easygoing and letting me have an AC in my room. So a huge fan of this plant. I feel like it's a little bit different. I know it's a common plant or whatever, but I do really appreciate this plant. I think it's adorable and I recommend it to everyone. All right, next we have a begonia. So this is the begonia Medora. Please excuse some of the crustier leaves right now. I was away for a few days and I think some of my plants got slightly grumpy with me. So, and begonias are pretty drought tolerant, but I do try to keep them a little bit moister, so she probably wasn't used to a little bit of drier soil. So she got a little cranky. But this plant honestly is just in this list for the amount of growth that she's been popping out recently. Honestly, all of my begonias are doing so well and I am extremely proud of myself. I think I finally understand begonia. I think I'm gonna do a video about them soon. A few people have asked me for that, so I'm feeling a little bit more confident, which is funny because for a long period of time, I thought I just didn't like begonia. I thought they were too hard for me. I didn't want to deal with it. And then slowly they just started creeping into my life and like, I love them. I don't have any super rare begonia. I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't care literally at all. I think they're all so beautiful and this is just one of the ones that have been growing a bit faster than the others. This plant has been so nice to grow. I love her leaves. Again, ignore the slight yellowing, okay? I'm not perfect, but I've just been loving her and I gave her a few little stakes and she's on her way to being like a little tree or something. I don't know. Okay, and the last plant on my spring favorites list, I'm only doing 5 today, and it is the newer plant. It is my CHLOROPHYTUM. Okay, I'm just gonna call it the Mandarin spider plant. And I talked a little bit about it before in the video where I kind of like made its debut on the channel, but since then this plant has been doing so well and I can definitely confirm that it is an easy plant because that's how it was marketed. I repotted her in this 6-inch pot. I cleaned up some of her leaves and put her in like a well-lit, like moderately lit area, and she has just been loving it. You can see that there's plenty of new growth. More than even when I first got her. There were a few leaves coming in, but since then I still got some more new leaves. I am loving the color so much. It is like sherbet, if that, I don't know, hopefully that makes sense. And I don't know, I just love this plant. I feel like it is so unique. I could be wrong, but I don't see a lot of people having this plant right now. But it isn't like one of those super commercially rare, like overhyped plants. I think that this is just a plant that maybe gets overlooked a little bit. I've just been having a lot of fun learning more about this plant, taking care of it, and watching it bounce back from shipping. It's just like a really good time for me. And honestly, like this is a cousin of the typical spider plants that, you know, a lot of people have, and those plants, the regular spider plants, are doing really, really well for me as well. So it's a good time for spider plants. It's really hard to find a lot of information on this plant, so I don't know. A couple of you have seen this plant as well and didn't even know what it was. When Jonah saw this plant, he called it a peace lily because he thought it was a peace lily, which I think I get it. I could see this being related to the peace lily. Okay, so that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Those are some kind of easier plants to take care of in the springtime and convenient plants in the springtime that I wanted to share with all of you. If you have spring favorites and you would like to share them, please comment them down below. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, like this video, check out my merch, all of that good stuff, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!